Hello, our names are Mariela Crespo and Alan Chen, and we are physical therapists at Rancho Los Amigos. As part of the Rancho I Choose Health series, today we will present a two-part Getting to Know Your Pain series workshop. In the first workshop, you will learn what pain is, why we have pain, and the different types of pain we can perceive. In the second workshop, we will discuss the many ways you can empower yourself to manage your symptoms and optimize your performance at home and in your community. So let's get started. Our mission is to provide education and information to help you understand what is going on with your body. The more you understand what is going on, the more power you will have in making changes to manage your individual health and lifestyle. The objectives of this workshop is to define what pain is, why we have pain, and learn about the different kinds of pain and how they present. Before we start, we would like to hear from you all first. Would you please share the story of your pain? When, how, and why do you think it started? Everyone's story is so personal. As you can imagine, everyone will experience pain differently, affecting people in different ways. Some people may not be too affected by their symptoms, while others may have long-lasting effects that can affect their personal life. Regardless of how your symptoms occur, everyone will experience pain at one point in their lives. It's a matter of taking control and actively making changes to manage it. To better understand your symptoms, it may be beneficial to first define pain. If you were to describe pain to your neighbor, what would you say? Some people can use words such as uncomfortable, aching, and nagging, while others may associate pain with emotions of anger, sadness, frustration, or hopelessness. Both are correct. What we know, pain is both a sensory and an emotional experience. Given that pain is associated with so many negative feelings, it may be confusing to us why we have this sensation. However, pain is a very important component of our bodies. In your opinion, why is sensing pain important? Even though pain may be uncomfortable, it plays an important role in alerting our bodies for potential injury. It acts similarly to a car alarm. When a potential threat or intruder comes close to breaking into a car, the car alarm will go off and alert the owner of the danger. Our brain does the same thing when our body is at risk for harm. It is a system that protects us from danger. It alerts us when we should be careful and aware of potential injury. Based on what tissue is at risk, injured, or aggravated, you may feel different kinds of sensations. From your experience, what does your pain feel like? Some of you may have said sharp, achy, numbness, tingling, or deep. There are many other words and feelings that your symptoms may feel like. Based on the sensations you felt, it could indicate what type of tissues were irritated. There are three main categories that are typically used to organize pain: musculoskeletal, nerve, and persistent pain. If I were to ask you to explain the word musculoskeletal to your friend or neighbor, what would you say? What words do you think of when you see the word musculoskeletal? Even though musculoskeletal has the words muscle and skeleton in it, it is actually a general word that describes a large category of body parts, not just the muscles or skeletons. For example, ligaments, tendons, cartilage, and joints are all considered musculoskeletal. When these structures are irritated, there are specific kinds of feelings that may occur. Can you think of a time that you may have felt musculoskeletal pain? How would you describe that feeling? With musculoskeletal pain, some people may say that it feels sharp, achy, dull, or sore, almost as if they had done a lot of exercise. A couple other ways that someone may feel this kind of sensation is if they roll their ankle playing sports, bumping into a wall, or even a paper cut. With this incident, there is a potential to irritate different tissues, which is why you may experience a variety of sensations with musculoskeletal pain. This kind of pain is very common and usually gets better after a couple days or weeks. Have you ever hit your funny bone or slept on your arm too long? What are some words that could describe that feeling? Some may say they feel pins and needles, numbness, zinging, or burning. It's the same feeling as when your foot falls asleep or when you put your hand in ice cold water. This type of sensation is usually due to neurogenic pain or nerve irritation. It can feel very different from musculoskeletal type of symptoms that we talked about before, mostly because a different kind of body part is being irritated. So, how do nerves get irritated? When I think of nerves, I think of them as the cable that charges my cell phone. When the cable is plugged into a wall normally, there's no problem. My phone charges well overnight. However, if the cable is bent, stretched too far, squished, or frayed, what do you think would happen? If there's any disruption or disturbance to the cable, then my phone won't charge and I can't use it. Now, if I told you that your nerves are like the cable connecting to your brain, to your muscles and skin, what do you think would happen in your body? If your brain isn't able to send good signals to your muscles and skin, then you might feel some weakness, changes in sensation, numbness, or pain. This sort of pain can last longer than musculoskeletal pain to heal. When we talked about musculoskeletal and neurogenic pain, we said that they can both get better. But if left untreated, they can last for quite some time. What do you think happens when you have pain for a long time? When pain occurs past the period of tissue healing, then it can alter the way our brain functions. Let's discuss a little bit about the normal timeline of pain and tissue healing. When we think about time and pain, there are three main categories: acute, subacute, and chronic. Acute means pain that lasts from 0 to 14 days. Subacute is 14 days to 3 months. And chronic pain is pain that lasts longer than 3 months. Typically, acute and subacute pain will go away within a couple of weeks, much like cuts, bruises, or ankle sprains. Chronic pain, or pain that lasts longer than 3 months, can act a little differently. Sometimes chronic pain can go away if we address the source of the pain. For instance, think about a person who sits at a desk for months with really bad posture. If we fix the posture, the pain should go away. Other times, this chronic pain can last for a long time and increase your sensitivity to pain and alert system for any type of threat. This type of pain is called persistent pain. With persistent pain, or pain that lasts for a long time, it changes the way our brain processes information. As you all have learned, pain is part of our protection system. It helps to warn our body and brain of danger. When our bodies feel pain for a very long time, our brain thinks that we're constantly under attack. In defense, our brain starts to notice small sensations as being dangerous. This increase in sensitivity puts our body in defense mode all the time, alerting us of the smallest sensations. Another way to understand this is to imagine pain as being a car alarm. Pretend like your car is parked in a supermarket parking lot. You recently installed the best car alarm you could find to prevent anyone from stealing anything, as your car has been broken into a couple of times before. A shopper is leaving the market, walks by your car, and all of a sudden your car alarm goes off. Even though the shopper was not an actual threat, the car alarm is so sensitive that it turned on. When we experience persistent pain, our brain is like the sensitive car alarm. Although there's no danger or threat to us, our brain will be alerting us constantly in order to protect us. Having pain for a long time can also start a domino effect of changes in our brain. For example, the areas in our brain that are responsible for our emotions and motivation can be affected. This can result in increased stress, anxiety, depression, or issues with our thoughts and memories. Living with persistent pain can be difficult, as it may feel like it controls you and limits you from participating in your daily life activities. Nevertheless, there are things you can do to help this cycle from continuing. You have the power to start making decisions to gradually change the way your brain perceives your surroundings. Up to this point, what is something that stood out to you or that you have learned that you did not know before? Has your impression about pain changed? How so? In this lecture, we talked about the different kinds of pain, why our brain senses pain, and the effects of long-term pain on our bodies. In our next lecture, we will provide some tools and strategies that can help manage your symptoms. Stay tuned for the next part of our lecture to explore ways you can succeed in living your life with your symptoms that you can control.